Hey YouTube, how's it going? I got, as you can see per the title, an assortment of items to tap on. We're gonna set out with an intro, some of the new items, as well as some returning favorites. So, first up, we got this. It's like a toy fireman's hat, made of plastic and stuff. But what's interesting about it is, so we've got like a really plasticky section on the side type for plasticky noises. But if I go to the center of the hat, where the brims are, it's got a kind of different sound to it. And I'm a big fan of items with different sounds depending on where you tap them. So there's this versus. So that'll be kind of fun. We got the new item that I'm personally most excited for, which is, where is it? So, next up, we have another item from work. It's this Panalock Plus Central States pamphlet. But what's really nice about it is it's a laminated. So it's got that nice laminate tapping sound. And what's also cool, it's got these little chips. For colors. So it's got a lot of different textures too. Because I'm a big fan of items that have different sounds depending on where you tap them. Next up, we have quite possibly the strangest item to be tapped on in an ASMR video. Fake hand. Astute viewers of you will notice that this is specifically a 3D printed hand of one of Shigaraki's that he has in the first few, like 4 or 5 seasons, that are attached to his clothes. And I'm going to tack on this a bit louder, but or a bit harder. But it's got a nice woody sort of texture and smell, and the sound is interesting. So it's kind of hard to find the good angle though. So I'll see what I can figure out with this one. At the very least, it'll be good practice to trying to find good sounds on weird items, but I thought it'd be fun, and I'll have a lot to talk about when I begin tapping on this, so that'll be fun too. So, there's that. And of course, why tap on just one hand-based item when I can tap on 2? This is my personal favorite so far of the items I've got and that I've been practicing with. So I'm probably going to finish with this one. So that, like before, when I did experimental ones, I'll lead with them so that if you listen to a bit of it and it isn't your cup of tea, then you can skip to the good stuff at the end without worrying about new, less good sounds interrupting it. So, yeah, the classic boxing glove. So, this one makes a return again, as it will in most of my videos. And next up, a returning item, but I don't think I've used it for a few videos, is this little work journal. It's starting to smell a little funny. Maybe not. And lastly, we have another returning experimental one from that experimental video. The flower. I can't think of the name for it, but you know, fake flower. I really like the way it sounds tapping on this stuff specifically. And it does have some variants as well, because I could also tap on the flower parts itself, but it's mostly for this stuff. So, anyhow, let's get started with the most to least experimental trigger. So, first up, like I said, I wanted to start tapping on this one, because it's by far the most experimental. So it's also the most likely that you'll want to skip it. And I think it makes the most sense to have the most skippable, quote-unquote, triggers at the start of the video. Especially if this ends up being, like, the only sound that you don't like, then you have the whole rest of the video. Oh, wait, that might have been good. I'm probably gonna have to turn the volume up on this section specifically. In fact, I'm gonna do something. Give me one moment. So, for you guys, nothing will have changed visually or anything, but a little behind the scenes to make it easier for me to just basically save myself a couple steps in the editing process. This is a separate recording from the rest of the video, so that when I add it to my video editing software, I can increase the audio of just this stuff, since it's a little on the quiet side. So yeah. So naturally, a question that might form for me having an item like this is, well, why do I have it? And the... Ooh, that's good. Potential obvious answer is that I'm going to be cosplaying as Shigaraki. So, that's the boring answer, but I'll go into more detail now. So, in November, I'm going to be going to a convention with some friends, as well as my brother, who, you know, is like my best friend, but that's besides the point. So anyways, I'm going to a con in November, and we're going to be doing, as many of us that are able to, are going to be doing a group cosplay from my hero. So, there's potentially going to be Dabi, Toga, me as Shigaraki, twice, for sure, and then some of the people might try stuff, but they don't know if they'll be able to make a costume in time for it, but, so, we're going to be doing group photos and stuff of the League of Villains, which will be fun. And I will also be cosplaying as a different character from a different anime, just for myself. One of my all-time favorite animes, well, a little bit behind My Hero, is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So I'm going to be cosplaying my favorite villain from that. Or we're on the villain train. And also, it's a good fit for me to cosplay. Because I can just shave, I don't have to, and I won't have to get a wig. I can just style my hair after Dio Brando. So, when that happens in November, I'll see about getting as many photos as I can. Maybe even recording some videos. Oh, you know what I might do? This is a big maybe, but if I can get or convince some of the others, and I can get a good camera to bring with, I might try to see if they'll do an ASMR video with me, and we can have it be like the League of Villains interrogates you ASMR video or something. There's like a 2% chance that happens, but it'd be really fun if it did. So yeah, I'm excited. These came separate from the costume itself, so I special order these. Ooh, I wonder. Yeah, I'm really trying to bring the best out of this item, but might have been a doomed cause from the start. At least for me, it's not doing much, but maybe some of you guys like it. I mean, let me know if you do, and I'll bring it back, but this will probably be a one-off item, so let's try this out. Like, it's not bad. It's just not quite on the same level as some of the other items that I've made my regular items. See if maybe there's like a one specific spot that sounds better than the rest, like okay. Maybe I'll try. Nope, that didn't work either. I'm gonna try having the hand scratch the mic, but it didn't really work. So, Zahando Noko. So, I won't do too much more. I think I kind of got the best I can out of this. I got everything I wanted to out of it to talk about as well for this subject anyways. Other than that, you know, the new season of My Hero has been great. I've been watching that weekly. And very minor spoiler, but it brought back a character, or a few characters that I was very pleasantly surprised by, and it was very cool. Some characters that we just haven't really seen do much of anything in a long time. And again, that's me being as spoiler-free as possible. And maybe if you've seen the newest episode, you know who I'm talking about. But, well, newest is subjective to time, so it'll probably be another new episode by the time this comes up. But anyways, you'll know. Maybe. Or not. Either way. That'll do it for this item. Alright, now put in the fire hat. So, this fire hat is actually my nephew's. We got a frame as a gift. And of course, last time he was here, he forgot to take it home. So, it's here for now. Which could be a factor in whether or not this could even become a regular item, because I'm going to have to give it back. But, I figured I'd take advantage of... Oh, that's interesting. So if I have my hand here, sounds like this. If I remove it, though, it's more hollow and echoey. To this. I kind of like it more like this, actually. It's a little bit more loosey-goosey. So let's try it like this, then. That's interesting. Like I did before, I'm gonna do the most to least experimental of the new triggers, so that you can kind of, skip the earlier sections of the video if you don't like it. So we're gonna do like 3 minutes of tapping on the hollowy outside stuff. Actually, let's try. So, as far as nephews, nieces go, my niece has expressed interest in streaming and or just recording stuff for YouTube. So, for her birthday, I got her a webcam she could use. Though, I asked my sister if she's okay with that, because there are some dangers associated with it. You know, there are some terrible people there that might try to take advantage of a small child with their webcam. Whether it be they use it to try to locate where she lives using background clues in the area, or to try to get her to do weird things on camera and whatnot. Hence the unfortunate truth, we have some terrible people out there, but that shouldn't stop her from being able to do, potentially, what she loves. So we shouldn't. So we will carefully monitor, and if she gets to a point where she starts uploading to YouTube, I even offer to help edit some of her videos when she's getting started, you know? So we've switched to tapping on the brim, by the way, if you couldn't tell the difference. So we'll see what happens. Her parents will still have to, you know, my sister and brother-in-law will have to still get her started with the recording process, getting an app for that. But now she has a webcam if she wants to. And she can always call on me for help. So, and I hope she has fun with it. Because what I was telling Shauna, my sister, about was that it could be fun as an experience for an audience to literally have a content creator who creates videos for like 10 years and to literally watch them grow up and change and see their content evolve, the types of jokes they make evolve, maybe even entirely the types of content. I think a lot of people would find that cool, to be able to just watch somebody when they was a kid, and then as a teenager, and then as an adult, and see the character arc, you know, almost of their content, you know, like, I don't know, I think it'd be rad, so, if that's what she wants to do, I want to help her, so, but the only way I can help her is to practice so, I want to make sure that I'm able to help her the best way I can if she gets to that point, so, yeah. So in the future, you might see me promoting her channel, and you might even see me do a collab or two with my niece, potentially, so. Anywho, just thought I'd mention it, so. I'm excited to see what she does, so. Excited today. If she ends up loving doing this kind of stuff, then that's awesome, because it's fun, and I hope that she can make something out of it, you know? Make a name for herself, that'd be cool. Not that that's all that YouTube is for, but it'd be cool for her, so. That's this item, anyways. On to the next. The flower returns. I decided for this video, I'm not gonna do the pedal tapping and the actual tapping section, because it's a bit more experimental. So, we're just gonna tap. So I'm gonna do a couple minutes of fingernail tapping, and then I'll switch to tip tapping, and we'll see. So here's fingernail tapping. I don't have a ton to say about the item itself. Just a random, like, carnation or whatever, like, fake flower type of thing. Though there is a cool story behind how I got it, but I think I'm gonna save that for a video where I talk more about myself, because this is connected to a pretty important moment in my life, so. Where I talk more about myself, you know, but for now, it's just tapping in vibes. Oh, there's some parts that have glue still. That's what this sounds was. So I'll try to avoid that for now. Let's go rapid fire. Forget how tiring it is just to So, there's some things about work I want to bring up. So, depending on when this goes up, this will be either my last week, or I'll have already moved on to a different job. And so, I kind of want to talk a little bit about all that. So, I've said before that my old job was stressing me out a lot. I mean, a lot of the job was great, but there's just a few elements that aren't really anybody's fault. They're out of my control and anybody else's control. That just contributed to it not being worth it for me in the long run. So instead, I'm gonna be switching to more remote stuff. So I put my 2 weeks in last week. Well, technically a week and a half-ish ago, but anyways, put that in. But I'm committed to making sure my last 2 weeks I'm 110, no, I'm like 150%. Like on my A game, doing everything I can, cleaning up all my old orders, making sure there's nothing unresolved. So that they have an easy time as possible when I'm gone. Because again, I like the job, I like a lot about it, I like the people. It was great. It's just too many parts of it took away from the rest of it, and it wasn't sustainable for me. So, but when that happens, when I'm done, I'm gonna be doing a lot more with this channel. So stay tuned for that. I'm writing scripts for video essays that I've talked about wanting to do. I've had it in the banner for my channel, or in the description, or whatever it's called, where I want to do a lot of these different things, like covers, video essays, but I haven't had the time, or more accurately, the energy to do it. So now, I'm hoping to get a lot of the stuff, maybe even some D&D content too, uploaded. Once that changes, I'm going to spend a bit of time just focusing on myself and my channel. So, I hope in that time I can do something that you guys really enjoy. I've got roleplays planned for ASMR that I want to do that are going to be required, like much more setup than this does. So like this stuff, I can just grab the items, record whenever I want, and it's simple. But I've got some roleplays I want to do that I'm writing scripts for and stuff, and that requires a lot more work. And then I'm going to do some extra editing and afterwards in post to add things like a fireplace sound effect, or lightning, thunder, that kind of rain, that kind of stuff. So yeah. Now we're gonna try one last thing for this item. last experimental thing, but I kind of want to keep tapping on this one, so this section will be a little bit longer, I think. For the last bit of this item, I'm going to list out all the colors this product comes in as I tap. I got black, charcoal, pewter, gray, alamo, brilliant, forest, hunter, colony, rustic, burgundy, gallery, ocean, ivory, lightstone, desert, taupe, tan, brown, burnished, slate, galvalume, galvanized, and copper metallic prime. So that was the Pamphlet Plus pamphlet, The Return of the King. Sorry, I had an itch. This last section, I'm just gonna tap and tap and tap and not really say or do too much else. Just tap, tap. Let's count down from 100 actually while we're tapping. 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90, 89, 88, 87, 86, 85, 84, 83, 82, 81, 80, 79, 78, 77, 76, 75, 74, 73, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, halfway there. 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. As we get close to 10, I'm going to give you a heads up. As soon as I hit 0,